Welcome to our deep dive. You know, some artists, they just don't stick to one thing, do they? They're always pushing boundaries.
Definitely. Always exploring new ways to tell their stories.
And The Weeknd.
Yeah.
He's absolutely one of those artists. And for the fans out there, something pretty exciting is happening. Something that takes his work into, well, a whole different space.
Yeah, it really shows that drive, doesn't it, to keep pushing creatively. And this upcoming event seems like a perfect example, a real glimpse into his artistic world.
Okay, so let's get into it. There's going to be a special one-night-only fan screening for his movie, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
One night only.
Yep, and that night is May 14th. So for anyone wanting to be first in line, that's the date.
Wow, that's coming up fast. Feels like they're building that sense of, urgency, exclusivity maybe.
For sure. And if you're thinking of going, tickets are on sale starting April 17th. So yeah, mark that date.
Good to know.
But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just seeing the movie early. They're also promising never before seen bonus content right after the film.
Ah, see, that's smart. Offering something genuinely unique, especially for the dedicated fans, it makes the whole thing feel more significant,
Yeah.
in today's world with so much content flying around.
Absolutely. And there's more for people who want something tangible. Limited edition signed posters and t-shirts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, as part of a ticket bundle. And apparently you can grab those bundles right now. So if you're into collecting memorabilia.
That makes a lot of sense from an engagement perspective. You get the immediate collectible and the anticipation for the actual screening. Builds excitement on multiple levels.
Right. Now, this film, Hurry Up Tomorrow, it's not just, appearing out of the blue. It's tied directly to The Weeknd's album. Same name.
Mm-hmm. The album that dropped earlier this year.
Exactly. That one made a pretty big splash, debuted high on the Billboard 200 back in February.
So there's that connection, the music and the visuals working together. The album probably sets the whole mood, the themes for the movie experience.
And this isn't just a long music video. It's being described as a proper psychological thriller.
Okay, interesting genre choice.
Yeah. Written and directed by Trey Edward Schultz. He's known for some pretty intense, visually striking films. So that sounds promising, especially if you like that kind of movie.
Right, Schultz. His background really suggests this won't be just a simple narrative of the songs. It'll likely dig deeper, get complex, maybe even a bit unsettling.
Definitely seems that way.
Oh.
And the cast is also pretty noteworthy.
Oh, yeah.
Alongside The Weeknd himself. And this is his feature film acting debut, his first lead role.
Wow, okay. Big step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've also got Barry Keoghan and Jenna Ortega.
Okay, that is a compelling lineup. Keoghan and Ortega, they're both, really strong actors. They bring a certain weight to it.
Totally. Their involvement adds another layer of interest. And for The Weeknd to jump into this genre for his first big role, it's bold.
Very bold. It shows some serious artistic ambition.
And wait, there's more. He's not just acting, he's also doing the score for the film.
Okay. Makes sense.
Along with Daniel Lopatin. You might know him as Winnetrix Point Never.
Oh, wow. Lopatin, his film scores are incredible. Very atmospheric, often experimental.
Exactly. So that combination for the score
Yeah.
could be really powerful.
Yeah, Lopatin's style could mesh perfectly with that psychological thriller vibe, and The Weeknd's own sound suggests the music, the sound of the film will be absolutely crucial, really immersive.
Seems like it. Apparently, Lionsgate, the studio, sees this as a major expansion of his artistic vision, moving into cinema. They're even talking about it possibly creating a sort of new cinematic experience for fans. That's quite a statement.
It really speaks to how artists operate now, doesn't it? Not just sticking to music or one art form. This film feels like a very conscious move for him to explore something new.
So yeah, quick recap. May 14th, one-night screening. Tickets on sale April 17th. Bonus content, maybe some signed merch. It really sounds like an event tailored specifically for the fans.
It absolutely does. A unique chance to engage with his work in a totally different way, beyond just listening to the album.
Okay, so let's pivot slightly and look closer at that album itself. Hurry Up Tomorrow. Because its launch was, huge.
The numbers were pretty staggering, weren't they?
Yeah, first week it pulled in 490,500 equivalent album units. That's nearly gold certification right out of the gate, a massive number.
That really shows the connection he has with his audience. Just a huge anticipation for this project.
And get this, that first week, it was the biggest for any album since Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets Department last May.
Wow.
And the biggest for an R&B hip-hop album since Travis Scott's Utopia back in August 2023. that puts it in some seriously elite company.
It really highlights his cultural footprint, to hit numbers like that in today's market, it's significant. Shows his staying power and how strong that fan base is.
And what's also interesting is comparing it to his previous album, Dawn FM, from 2022.
Right, the debut numbers for Hurry Up Tomorrow were quite a bit higher.
Exactly. Suggests a real upward swing in terms of that initial impact.
Well, there could be a few reasons, right? Maybe stronger marketing this time, or maybe the themes of this album just resonated more deeply. Or perhaps
the whole context surrounding it.
Yeah, exactly. Because this album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, it's seen as the final part of a trilogy.
Right. Following After Hours and Dawn FM, that's a pretty significant body of work developed over several years.
Building a trilogy like that shows real long-term vision, a narrative thread connecting them all. Finishing it is a major milestone.
And then there's that other layer, the speculation, the talk.
That this might be it, under the name The Weeknd.
Yeah, that this could actually be his last album under that globally recognized stage name.
Yeah.
Potentially the end of a really defining era in music.
Which adds a whole other dimension. It raises fascinating questions, doesn't it? What does it mean for an artist, especially one at his level of fame, to potentially step away from that identity?
Right. Is it about creative reinvention?
Yeah.
Moving more into film, like we're seeing, or something more personal?
Could be any of those. But it definitely frames this whole project, the album, the film, in a different light.
So you have this massively successful album, possibly marking the end of an era, and now a film diving deeper into it all, leading up to this exclusive fan event. It feels very deliberate, very significant.
It really does. It's like he's orchestrating this whole multifaceted experience as he potentially closes this major chapter. That screening isn't just a premiere, it's almost like a communal moment for the dedicated fans to witness this culmination.
Think about that, being there, May 14th. It's more than just seeing a movie early. It could be being part of the end of something huge. What does it signal when an artist reshapes their output so publicly? And what does giving fans that early exclusive access really say about their relationship? Definitely something to ponder.